Hello, my friends, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm having a pretty good day. You know, we had a very nice stream earlier playing Baldur's Gate 3. Had a lot of fun, had some conversation. I would like to thank everybody so much who showed up. I appreciate you all, and I appreciate everyone here watching this video right now. And I'm going to need to hold on to that appreciation for a nice, warm, fuzzy feeling, because every time I start looking at this information, I start to get angry, genuinely, viscerally angry. And I know there's going to be people in my comments saying, well, whatever they're going to say. You know what? Fuck, I don't care what they're going to say. Because the fact of the matter is, this entire channel is about expressing my opinion. I'm cool if you don't like my opinion. That's fine. If you want to play this game, totally 100% fine with that. It's your money. It's your time. You go ahead and spend your time on it. I will not spend my money on it. I am choosing to spend my time being upset about it because I can. It is my right. It is my pleasure. And if you want to spend your time on my channel whining about the fact that I get to do that, that is also fine. In the end, it all works out. We're all doing what we want to do, and nobody's actually getting hurt except for maybe somebody's feelings. And I'm going to be entirely honest, I don't really care about your feelings. We're going to start with this article from Games Radar, which is just talking about the variety of articles that have come out talking about DragonAge. There was a 6-hour preview done. They flew in a bunch of people. They got to play the game, play with the character creator, all that fun stuff, and then, of course, come back and report on it. And I'm sure absolutely no one is surprised to find out they've come back with glowing reviews. Apparently, everybody is saying the bioware is back, baby. Sure, whatever. Early DragonAge the Veilguard impressions are uniformly positive. Not a good thing in my mind. If all the journalists are saying it's uniformly positive, I don't trust it immediately, because there should be more negative to say. There is no game out here that's going to be amazing, especially not if you're being honest and you understand what your consumers want. Their own Roland said, the sequel is 10 years in the making, and it makes it feel like it's worth the wait. After playing it for 7 hours, following a period of heavy trepidation, he was more than pleasantly surprised with his time in the game. I've come to believe that yes, I can and will happily play the latest DragonAge game for another 10 years if necessary. The story, as much as I've seen, is just as epic and devastating. The companions are compelling, and it's mechanically much more expansive and in some ways tighter than in others. PC Gamer was similarly enthused to see their concerns put to rest. DragonAge the Veilguard is going to be called BioWare's Comeback, reads the PC Gamer preview. It isn't built on the multiplayer trend chasing that plagued Anthem, and from the 6 hours I got to play during a hands-on preview event this month, Veilguard didn't seem to be the buggy mess that Mass Effect Andromeda was either. It has all sorts of features that prove BioWare was listening to its players, and critically, it's BioWare doing what it's meant to be best at. Gorgeous, intense, intimate RPGs. Eurogamer said Veilguard feels like the series Mass Effect 2 moment. And I don't need to explain what a compliment that is to anyone who's played Mass Effect 2 or has had the displeasure of not having played Mass Effect 2 but being friends with somebody who had. Game Rant, meanwhile, was bold enough to say that Veilguard will be a definite Game of the Year contender after playing it for 6 hours. Noted DragonAge superfan Shinobi602 gave his own detailed impressions on Twitter, ultimately agreeing that this feels like BioWare is back. IGN writer said, she's excited for it in a way I haven't quite felt about another game in quite some time. This could go on, but it's too early to make any definitive judgment. As again, no one outside of BioWare has actually played through the full game, but needless to say, these previews have shifted the conversation around the next DragonAge game and have given fans of the series new reasons to be hopeful. Except none of the fans played it. Oh, I'm sorry. One super fan played it, but no one who's actually critical of it played it. And you're going to try to tell me that this is supposed to give fans hope? Okay. Not buying it, but whatever. Here we have a tweet from Kami, who basically, echoing the same thing. It feels like the series Mass Effect moment, Game of the Year contender, the character creator I've always wanted. Oh, we'll get into that in a minute. And BioWare at its most confident from GameSpot. I'm sure they're feeling very confident right now with the journalists. You know what? I'm not going to say that. Might be considered sexist or something if I say that. This right here is a sentiment you see echoed repeatedly throughout all of the articles. And I'm not going to lie, I seriously wonder if it wasn't a line given to them by BioWare. The character creation is everything I hoped it would be. The character creator I've always wanted. They spend a lot of time between everything talking about the character creator. And of course, they spend a lot of time talking about the hair. I mean, you've got the standard face and body stylers. It goes deep, adding hooded eyes, ear height and types. Ear height is nothing new. Types are nothing new. I will say ear asymmetry and cauliflower ear is new. Makeup, scars, tattoos, body paints are all actually normal options, including making the tattoos and body paints separate things. There is, of course, one scar option they've added that a lot of people are kind of upset about. I'm going to be entirely honest. I don't care about the scar option. It's a single player game. I don't have to use it. What I do care about, we'll get to that in a second. But the real highlight is the hair. If you love playing long-haired characters, you know the torment of only being able to choose between the mid-length bob or long hair that floats awkwardly over the shoulders. So now you have long, silky strands that go all the way down. So fancy. It's great. It's fantastic. It's wonderful, isn't it? Because that's why I play RPGs, is for the hair. Because having the hair, the hair. Look at this, 30 options for Kunari and 88 for non-Kunari. Complete with gorgeous physics. Now, I will say I appreciate them adding more hair textures. I do think that it's cool that you can have hair textures of a larger variety with the, most people won't understand what this means. 2B waves or 4C curls. You're literally talking about the difference between, say, a white girl's hair and a black woman's hair. But, I do think that's cool because more hair options is neat. I don't care that they look all silky and shiny and smooth when they're moving around, though. That it's not high on my list. It's just not. Hair is very important to me. I happen to love, well, I take that back. Instead of hair, I have tentacles. But look at them. They're gorgeous. They wiggle. I can hold things with them. They're amazing. I'm lucky because I have great tentacles. Being human must suck. But getting sidetracked, it's still dumb. I understand having a whole bunch of hairstyles is fun. I like that there's a bunch of hairstyles. I don't like the emphasis of the freaking physics of the hairstyles. I would be happy if the hair just didn't clip through the clothes. That's all I ever wanted. Was I didn't need the hair to flow naturally and realistically off the shoulders. I was just happy if it didn't clip through the clothes. I'm pretty easy to make happy. But then, of course, you have weirdos who make comments like this.
I was so blown away by the character customizer, though. Still got that thing going where elves can't have facial hair, which I still think.
There's a fucking reason elves can't have facial hair. I don't understand why people don't want different races to have different features. Why does it bother people if an elf can't have facial hair? Why does your elf need to have facial hair? If you don't want to play a character that can't have facial hair, don't play an elf. Do you just want to see yourself as an elf then? Because if you want to see yourself, you can't be an elf because you're not an elf. You're a human. I don't understand why they want to take away everything that makes something unique, but then add things that are supposedly supposed to make something. It makes me very, very angry, and it gives me a headache. All right, so I specifically went out and found a video to make sure that no one out there could say, well, maybe that's photoshopped or altered or something to describe the way they're making these characters look. Like I said, I don't care about the scars thing. It's a single player game. If you want to play with that, whatever. As far as I'm concerned, you should be able to build whatever character you want. That is the chest slider at 100%. I am a large-breasted woman. I don't see any reason. Well, I don't see myself represented here. If you're going to tell me that you are adding chest scars for representation, why are you not making it possible for me to build my own representation? Does my body offend you that much? Does my existence offend you that much that you can't include that? Is my existing just being over-sexualized to you? Is that a problem for you? Is my very existence as a woman who actually has breasts a problem for you? Because this is not something that looks like a large chest size. If you are 100% into breasts, that's barely a B cup. I'm not asking you to do like a triple F or something, but for the love of God, give her at least D's. Do not for a moment come in here and tell me that this game is inclusive when you can't build a woman who just looks like a woman. A natural, everyday woman. Because it's not. It is so exclusive that it makes me angry. I am not someone who generally wants to build myself in a game. I actually like to build, well, I take that back. I like to build an idealized version of myself. I have large breasts, but I'm also fat. So I like to build, me with a waist. I can't do that. That is not a possibility for me. So explain to me why with these sliders I should play this game. Because I can have beautiful flowing hair. I already have that. That I have. I don't need to pretend to have that in a game. So do not try to convince me that this game is inclusive when you are very obviously and blatantly excluding a specific group of women, not just anybody, but women, the people that these developers are claiming that they have to include. Because apparently to them, we don't have breasts, actual breasts. We're all smaller chested. Oh, right. I forgot. It's because they don't actually want everybody to see themselves in the games. They just want to see themselves in the games. And they forget the rest of us even fucking exist. I mean, forget the men that might want to have a sexy woman in there. They don't want that. The actual women don't want that. They want whatever this is. I don't know what this is. It makes me mad. That's what it is. It makes me so mad. And that's even before we get into absolutely anything else. This right here would be enough for me to say, what? No, I'm refunding this game. You can't come here and tell me you are making the most vibrant, inclusive, in-depth character creator. And I can't even build a basic hot woman. Because that's not inclusive. It's not in-depth. That's basic bitch stuff. I mean, we've gone through the gameplay and everything. We've beat that to death. The new thing right now is the character creator and the absolute ridiculous line they're trying to sell in terms of how in-depth and in everything it is. And it's not. It's freaking not. Then we have this.
If you're one of those RPG players that hate those objective markers that tell you where to go, or that shiny glittery effect that you can get on items you can interact with, DragonAge the Veilguard lets you tone them down for full immersion. But if you still want a little bit of that extra UI, you can also set it to have short or long pulses. And that shiny effect, it's called glint, and you can now set how close you have to be to get it to trigger. Just be careful though, we saw some people try these out on the lower settings and we're getting pretty lost. But hey, at least the option is there.
If you are designing your game in a manner in which people are getting lost because you don't have your little hints on, then you're not very good at game design. People shouldn't need these little hints to figure out where they're going. And I know there'll be people who disagree with me. Not everybody's very smart. Well, you know what? Maybe you should just get smarter. Get good, to put it in Soulsborne parlance. The fact is dumbing down everything has a tendency to dumb down everyone around it. And I'm getting tired of it, quite frankly. I would like my games to just be good and not have to coddle everybody. You can make games for people who aren't good at things. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But don't make it every game and don't act like it needs to be every game. But in full honesty, I'm not going to get over this. And people can come in and tell me I'm being shallow or whatever you want to do or whatever you want to say. You can say whatever it is. But there is nothing in this world that is going to convince me that this will be a good game that I need to play. And the more you yell at me about it, the angrier I get, and the more I'm going to yell about it. Because I don't operate in let's shame this person out of their opinion way. That doesn't work on me. It makes me worse. So this game is an absolute trash fire. It is a travesty against what used to be an extremely good idea. And I understand why it took 10 years to make. It's because they had no idea what they were doing. They switched just a few years ago from an MMO to this. And in one of these articles, I'm not even going to go dig through them again to find it. Someone says you can't even see where the MMO inspiration used to be. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. And it's so depressing. All that said, guys, let me see what you have to say down in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you. Let's just see about this. So, well, would you look at that? There's breasts. You can bring them together. You can push them apart, raise them up, put them down, put them in the middle, and then watch this. Flat, but you can have in DragonAge, and a butt. I mean, it's not the biggest butt, but it's way better than what you get in DragonAge. But whatever. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you really liked it, you can feel free to share it around, and I will catch you later.